wanted to play this for you too because so many people say the biggest jump that a player could have in their career is between year 1 and year 2. Terrion Arnold is a player that I think is hopefully going to take that leap. Here's Baldy randomly, our good friend Brian Baldinger. Yeah. You think about all the players in the NFL, okay? And Baldy just randomly picks Terrion Arnold out as a guy that he wants to break down.
He probably heard us complaining about
Right. Here's Baldy breaking down Terrion Arnold.
Terrion Arnold, rookie season, 24th pick in the first round. Here he is, week 1 against the Rams, national TV against DeMarcus Robinson. Closes quickly on the ball right here, knocks it down. Here he is, he moved all over the place. Here he is talking to the safety right here, and he's got Cooper Kupp on the deep over route. All right, so he's got a veteran player, he's got Stafford, defends that pass perfectly. Here he is against Marvin Harrison Jr. Now they're going to motion the slot defender outside, so he's going to be in the slot. Marvin running the spray fade, perfect position right there to defend that pass. All right, and then you get this right here. All right, you got the go route on the outside, does a good job of making that play on the ball. All right, you get Tyler Lockett right here from Seattle. A little stop route up at the top. Comes back, sticky. All season long, sticky in coverage. All right, but he also can play zone. Here he is against Tennessee. All right, that's Calvin Ridley right there. All right, so can you put that left foot in the ground and come back and make a break on the ball? Perfect. All right, well done. Now, you get this right here. 23-23 game. All right, fourth quarter. Now, can you press the outside right here and take Hutchinson away? Force this fourth down right here. Well played. Now, here he is against Jordan Addison, Minnesota, right? 4th and 2. Plastering for as long as he has to plaster. All right? Now, he does a great job here on Jordan Addison defending that ball in the end zone. The one thing he was guilty of last year, too many penalties. Got to win with your feet. He's got to improve upon that. Got to study that. Understand what the officials are looking at. With that, I think he's ready to start intercepting some balls and becoming a real factor on the Lions defense.
You people are sickos. I see the numbers. You talk Lions, boom. Lions people are great. I love it.
Well, now it doesn't mean anything.
Right, I love it.
Yeah, now the team is good. They could care less about the drafts. Now you're picking pick 28, 29. It's different than when you're picking,
Boy, isn't it?
2 and 6.
Isn't it though?
2 is like, I gotta listen. I gotta see what are we doing today, even though it's the same. Look, Terrion Arnold's a kid that can play. Like the guy can play. He played for Nick Saban at Alabama. Has talent. Want to see what it looks like this time around, because a lot of those clips that Baldy put up there, those are some good highlights. A lot of that stuff is zone coverage, though. That's not all Terrion Arnold in there. So if you're going to put it up, be honest about it. That Calvin Ridley game, Calvin Ridley had like 170 in that game.
I know I asked you guys this yesterday, but I just got to do it again today because I was in a conversation with a guy today. Would you rather, I'm going to use a baseball reference because it's a better reference than I have. Would you rather be the 1997 Marlins or the Tigers from 2006 to 2016?
Man.
I know I asked you that yesterday, but I was just talking about it again today.
97 Marlins.
Listen, I agree with you, but we have what's called loser's mentality. That's a loser's mentality. We just want to get there, and if we win, that's great.
No, I want to win it. The Marlins won the World Series.
So you want to win a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Or just be inconsequential.
Be the Steelers
of
the last decade.
And you want to be the Marlins of today if you win that championship.
But I guess
because they just spent $40 million on their roster.
Yeah, I'm basically just kind of saying, like, wouldn't you want to just go all in 1 year, like just 1 year, whatever it takes. I don't care if you give 4 first-round picks to the Raiders. Give the next 4 or 5.
If it guarantees
me a championship.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just my mentality. And pay the bill later.
Exactly.
And just suck for a decade.
Well,
we've sucked for 60 years.
60 years.
Like we've
sucked for 50 out of 60 years. We've
sucked for 50 of 60 years.
But
like you can't stomach that again for one Super Bowl.
Right.
Maybe 52.
You can't stomach that again?
Including an 0-16.
Can't do it.
I don't know. It's probably a loser's mentality.
Can't do it.
it is. Like Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell, they haven't been losing for 62 years. For them, it's a 4-year process, and that's how they're operating with Sheila Ham. So it sucks, but they believe in their process. They believe in the players that they bring in. They believe that DJ Reed was a better move. They believe that, filling the depth part of things, because the guys they brought in that they're paying the money to on their defensive line will be healthy at some point and will be the players that they initially thought they were. So they've gotten to this point. It just sucks because in the years before we were blind followers, Ryan, because it's like 3-13-1, 9-8, 12-5, 15-2, but they lost in the playoffs, and so now a little bit of that blind faith for you was gone. Look, they've gotten here. They've drafted well. They've won playoff games. They figured it out. They paid the players it seems like that matter to them. So we're just fans. We're fans in the moment. We're fans now. But I guess we got to believe that they've done right because there's a lot of happy stuff going on in Ford Field.
Jack Harrington says, give me the 97 Marlins. Yeah. Crazy Clown said, the Tigers were fun to watch back then, but they're very disappointing. So I would take the Marlins. Burns says, you got to guarantee it. I'm like, it's guaranteed, Burns. So I think Burns, let me know if you're on board or not. So that's so far in the chat. They would 2 out of 3 so far would take give me the championship. All right, fellas, let's start you off in Cincinnati, where things are never rosy, although they went to quite a number of Super Bowls. Haven't won it yet, but they've been there. They have a female exec that said at the owners' meetings that Trey Hendrickson should be happy with some of the offers that have been given to him. Trey Hendrickson is not too happy that they're airing his dirty laundry out there. He, matter of fact, talked to his agent and told his agent under no circumstance will there be a hometown discount. So Trey Hendrickson, you could put him back in the news. The Bengals are dumpster fire as far as how to run a team.
And go ahead, Ryan. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, look, this is something to keep an eye on. You only have the opportunity to maximize your earning potential for so many years. And I have completely, over the last couple of years, sided with the players on this. Go get your money. Go get what you're worth. And if you feel like you're being underpaid, leave. Do something about it.
Yeah, no, I was just trying to check out one thing real quick. I was trying to look at his overall stats for the last 4 seasons.
17 and a half sacks
back
years.
Yeah, so let's just stem there. At the end of the day, he knows it is BS. He's looking at the offensive side of the ball where you can pay Jamar Chase and you can pay T. Higgins and you can pay Joe Burrow, but you can't pay me. Meanwhile, on the defensive side, I'm doing exactly what these, maybe not Jamar Chase, who's Mr. Triple Crown, but I'm holding my own as it relates to doing my job with the leaders in the league. 17 and a half last year, Maz, if I'm correct, was the leader, right?
Yep.
He led the league. So I can't get paid. I can't re-up. You don't have a defense outside of me. I don't care the gender of the owners at the time. Like, they're just morons for trying to do this old school information. This is the old school bit, Ryan. You leak out the information. The player gets backlash. Now the player gets pressured into signing a deal. That's the old NFL. That's not this NFL. He stood up for himself, and he should. So they're going to have to pay him, or as you said, Ryan, keep an eye on that because he's going to have to field some offers. And this just was a hell of a year for the Bengals who don't want to pay defensive players because at that position, Max Crosby got broke off, Myles Garrett got broke off. He had more sacks than both of them in the last 2 years.
Yeah.
So,
listen what else she said. She told the league that the Bengals are basically free agents and can go anywhere they want after this next season because if they don't want to re-up with Paycor Stadium, which used to be Paul Brown Stadium, she is saying that they could go anywhere they want. So she's actually saying we don't have to stay in Cincinnati.
And that's what lit the owners' meetings on fire. That is really the news that came out of the owners' meetings. There's no doubt about it. She is about to get paid big time from either the city of Cincinnati or somewhere else. And if there was another city...
Can you imagine them leaving Cincy?
No, I can't.
Yeah, it's terrible.
No, I can't. And I don't think they will. But just for argument's sake, if there was a team that was on the move, where would you go? I have my answer. What's yours?
Nashville's already taken. Vegas is already taken. Yeah. East Coast, I can't see sticking anyone else on the East Coast.